Hey y'all, welcome back to a special edition of Hopped Up Beer Review. It is the 2023 Brewers Advent Calendar, and in this episode we are trying Kurpfalzbräu. It's a Kellerbier by the Welde Braumanufaktur out of Plunstadt, Germany. Thanks for joining us.
Hey everybody, welcome to Hopped Up Beer Review, the show where we give you our unprofessional, somewhat biased opinion about the beer that we are drinking and reviewing. We are working our way through the Brewers Advent Calendar 2023 edition. Box is right here over my shoulder, and we are back to review another beer out of this year's calendar. I've got Andy in the attic. I've got Jay. I am Ben. Andy, since you speak all our German, what are we drinking today? Again.
Kurpfalzbräu. It's a Kellerbier out of the Welde Braumanufaktur in Plunstadt, Deutschland.
I'm thirsty.
It is familiar to you, right?
It is. We did have this one last year, right?
Correct.
This was in our 2022 Advent Calendar, so we're going to try it again because it's in 2023. And as we've mentioned on some of the other, we'll see if there's any difference, because I know exactly what I rated this last year. No clue. But last year we ran through these day at a time, day by day, and this year we're going to just drop them all at the same time, roughly, because we want to make sure everybody gets to see our videos if you have them in a different order. With that. Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mate.
Seems familiar.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It takes me back. This is 4.9%, a Kellerbier. This was our first Kellerbier, I believe. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if you remember, Kellerbier means cellar beer.
Right. I do remember that.
Yeah, it's a German lager. And it's, they would lager them in the cellars, for the cooler lagering temps, and condition in oak casks with the open bunghole to allow the CO2 to escape. Jay, you got to know that casks had the hole. It's called a bunghole.
I know.
Yeah.
Still funny to hear you say it.
Bunghole. Taking us back to our MTV days. I know. That is all I could find out about this beer. Not information about the malts or the hops or anything like that. Did we have some other cellar beers? I can't remember.
Yes,
I think there was another one.
There is another one that we have yet to review in this box.
Oh, another one coming up this week. This week, this Advent. I was thinking last year. I thought there was one more maybe.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's one. I just noticed when I was going through some of the details for planning purposes that we had another Kellerbier come in. Actually, First Carl is a Kellerbier.
That was a Pilsner.
I do not believe so, but
this First Carl Pilsner. I know the First Carl label has multiple styles of beer, but I thought we had the Pils.
I think we do have the Pilsner. I remember looking at the can.
Did you have a box with a different First Carl?
I was just looking at the list and going by that.
Okay. Well, on to the brewery. Welde Braumanufaktur. Braumanufaktur. If one's got an umlaut and one doesn't. If it's got the umlaut over the A, it's Bräu. If it doesn't, it's Brau. And I always get those mixed up. So this is Welde Braumanufaktur out of Plunstadt. They own the Kurpfalzbräu label. Kurpfalzbräu label. It's a microbrewery. And the Kurpfalz, so the one word, it's a separate word from Kurpfalzbräu. The Kurpfalz was a state of the Holy Roman Empire. It was also known as the Electoral Palatinate, which means in German, the electoral or the Palatinate is Pfalz, P-F-A-L-Z. It originated in 1915, this electoral Palatinate or Palatinate, and it merged into the Kingdom of Bavaria in 1805. So I thought that was pretty interesting. I stumbled upon that. I don't recall that from last year. But this brewery was started in 1752. So,
wow.
But just for a little historical information, learn something as you sip on a beer.
Indeed. That's why we have you as part of the show. Because I don't know that Jay and I are going to go out and look it up, but I like to hear it for sure.
I like to hear it.
I like for you to go look it up and then
I like the way you talk.
All right. So that is what we know about this one. Hopefully you've got this one in your box. You're following along. We've all had it before since we reviewed it last year. And so you can always go back and check out our review from last year and see how close we came this year as well. With that, Jay, why don't you hop in there first if you don't mind?
Sure. I remember this one, just the kind of that off mint green can, and as Andy described this, the cellar beer, it makes a lot of sense. It's one that I enjoyed last year. I was fortunate enough to have it a couple of times because I had another buddy who had a box and several of the beers he just didn't want. So I was like, oh, I'll gladly take them off your hands. Yeah. It's very crisp, light, refreshing, low ABV. This is a crushable one. I would love for this to be your keg beer, your filler beer. I mean, it's good to me. It's a 7.5. I like lagers over pilsners, and this is right in that family. So,
all right, I will jump in there and go. I agree with that. It is very light. It's clean. It's 100% would be a great keg beer. It's got a good flavor on it, even though the flavor is kind of light. It's not a heavy flavor at all, and it's not. I'm going to say this is going to sound negative, but it's not real flavorful in the sense. I mean, it's just a light beer. But again, it's kind of that step above, an American macro type, and it's a good step above. And so, like you said, yeah, this would be a great filler beer, great keg beer for sure, especially with the lower ABV there. I'm going to go at 7. I think it's good. I like it. I would drink it many times over.
Well,
so, Andy.
I don't know. I thought it had good flavor. It's definitely got the German appeal. You taste Germany in that. You smell it, you taste it. I appreciate it for its lower carbon dioxide. You keep the bunghole open to let the CO2 release, so it's less of that heavy carbonation. So it doesn't make you feel so full and burpy. I don't know, maybe this year, because I really needed a beer today because I've been working so much. This really is nice. It's hitting me well. It's very refreshing, and I very much appreciate it. But it's got a little, the flavor seems a little more distinct, different from the Helles. It's a little hazier. I can't tell in my attic, but I like that. I'm picking up and thinking of 8.0 on this one.
Wow. Yeah, it's a good beer.
That is going to be a 7.5 for the
Kurpfalzbräu.
out of the 2023 Brewers Advent Calendar. Definitely, if you've got this beer, let us know what your thoughts are on it. We would love to hear that. Love to hear how close we are on a 10-point scale to what you come up with. If you've made it this far, be sure to like, subscribe, and cheers that notification bell. Check us out on all the social medias down below in the description. Come say hey in our Discord server, where December is Brewers Advent Calendar month. We will be chatting about Brewers Advent Calendar and other stuff too. And if you are interested in any merch at all of Hopped Up Beer Review, links are down below in the description for that as well. For Andy in the attic and Jay, I am Ben. Thanks for checking out this video. Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates.